Have you ever looked into the mirror and thought, this outfit looks off? It doesn't look at all like I thought it would. My body looks weird. It just feels unfashionable and frumpy. And you don't know why? That happened a lot to me, especially when I was younger. And I hated that feeling, especially because of the last part, that I don't know why. I felt like I was the only one who couldn't figure this out. Like all the other people around me had this secret style gene that they just knew how to get dressed well, and I was stuck there and not knowing what to do. And that was one of the main reasons why I started to get onto my style journey and read up a lot on style, watched fashion videos, because I wanted to get out of this feeling of helplessness, of frumpiness. If you can relate, keep on watching, because I'm going to share what I learned on my journey. And while I still have days where I feel frumpy, at least now I typically can figure out where the problem is and try to solve that. I think the main problem of frumpiness is that clothes don't fit us the way they are meant to fit. It's just the fact we all have different bodies, and every designer is going to have a certain body in his mind when he's designing an outfit. So perhaps a piece of clothing is designed great, it's just not designed for us, or it's just designed badly. That can be the case too. So, in what way is the piece of clothing not going to fit us well? It's typically two things. It's either not enough fabric at one part of our body, too much fabric at one part of our body, or most often both at the same time. If I'm going to wear a clingy knitted dress, typically it's going to be too tight in the hips, maybe in the bust, maybe in the belly, and it's going to be too wide in the waist. It will create bumps where there typically are none. It will flatten my waist completely, and I'm going to be looking very off. This is not a piece of clothing that works for my body, and I've accepted that. And we are often used to thinking of something not being our size, but often it's the right size. It's just not fitting everywhere correctly. It's fitting in part, but it's not fitting everywhere. And now you have to decide either there's nothing to be done about that, you should just leave that piece of clothing alone, or if it's something that can be altered. For example, if you're very large busted, have a small waist, there are going to be a lot of shirts that are not cut for you, but you could get it fitting right in the chest, in the largest area, and get it tailored in the waist, and it will look amazing. But you're not going to get a knitted dress tailored, because that would be just a lot of tricky effort, and I don't think it would work well in the end. So learn what should be left at the store, what can be altered, what should be gotten rid of. But this is, I think, one of the main reasons we feel frumpy, because the clothes don't fit one part of our body or different parts of our body while still being the right size. The second problem about feeling frumpy in clothes is often about the horizontal breaks in your outfit. Now, we do have certain areas in our body where the eye naturally expects a break to occur. That's where our joints taper in. That's our neck, that's our waist. This is about the knees, ankles, wrists, elbows. If horizontal breaks occur apart from these tapering points, it can look really off. If you have too many horizontal lines on one body part, it can appear to chop that body part up. It will appear shorter, and that can throw off our natural proportions. It may hit the widest part of our body and draw all the attention there. Again, throwing off our natural proportions. And that is what we want to avoid. We can use these effects intentionally to make our outfits appear more avant-garde, more interesting, because it's unusual to wear them like that. But when we're just starting out and trying to avoid feeling frumpy, we shouldn't err there. We should stay on the safe side. So I have an example here. I'm wearing a skirt, I'm wearing shoes, and what's causing trouble here is the fact that I put on socks that cut me off at the calves, and it's the way the coat hits me. Now, this is one of the main areas I struggle still with, that feeling of frumpiness. It's my outerwear, because I don't have that many pieces of outerwear, and I have mostly long line pieces. And they're going to hit all my dresses that are a little bit longer, my skirts, a little bit weird, and I think they also often look off with carrot style or balloon style pants. Now, we have too many horizontal breaks on my legs here, and not only at the tapering points, which is the skirt and the shoes, but in between too, the coat and the socks. Now, if I switch out the coat and drop socks, now I'm wearing this waist-length jacket, no socks, it looks better immediately because now the break occurs at the ankle, the knee, and the waist. And that just appears very pleasing to the eye because it appears natural. Also, if we are looking at this without outerwear, I'm wearing a sweater. And when it hits me just at the hip, it draws all the attention to the widest part of my body. It overemphasizes it. If I tuck that in at the waist, again, the break occurs then where the eye naturally expects it to occur, at the smallest part of the body. I again get rid of the socks. It looks a lot better. This is Style 101. This is not about creating exciting new outfits. It's about following the rules to create a look that appears natural to us. But in general, when you're just starting out, and you're not yet there, you're not yet an expert, you don't know all the rules, start with the basics. Put your horizontal breaks where the eye naturally expects them. What can make you feel uncomfortable in your outfit is if your grooming is not up to your personal standard. Now, I think a lot of the grooming efforts we feel we have to do, apart from basic hygiene, is based on societal expectations, which we do not have to follow. We do not have to shave our legs. We do not have to pluck our eyebrows. We do not have to color our hair. But I think it's important to consider what's important to me. What do I feel better in? Personally, I do like to shave my legs. I feel better with shaved legs. And if I don't get around to it, I don't feel as comfortable, even if no one's seeing it. So consider what is important to you and try to do that and less of the stuff that's less important to you. Also, I think that going natural is always better than trying and then falling flat. Let's give an example. It doesn't matter if you once shave your legs and don't do it anymore, but for example, if you color your hair because you're going gray, the gray hair would look okay if you're just leaving it natural, but the dyed hair with colored roots always looks a little bit unkempt. Bare nails, beautiful natural looks. If you get polish, wonderful. Chip polished is not a good look. So truly consider if you're going to commit to something like that, can you keep going, or is it better to just not do it and focus your efforts somewhere else? The next problem that could be occurring is less of a clothes problem and more of a mindset problem. Perhaps you believe that functional clothes can't be stylish. So you buy something you don't like and you feel uncomfortable wearing. My style leans more elegant. I am not a fan of very outdoorsy, sporty looks. It's just not me. However, I ride my bike to work every day, in the rain, in the snow. I need functional clothes, but I want them to look good. So let's look at this outfit. I'm wearing winter boots. They are fur-lined, they have a decent sole, they are warm, they are going to keep you from slipping, but they are quite slim-lined, and I think they look quite sleek for winter boots. And then I'm wearing a trench coat. I think it's a really nice trench coat. Looks chic. It's actually a raincoat. This is completely waterproof. I could have gone for an outdoor one from one of those outdoor stores. That would not be me. It may be someone else, but not me. So actually there are pieces out there that are quite functional. And if you're always compromising on style over function, try to find pieces that serve both needs. Now, the last thing is less about clothes and more about you. It's about posture. Now, a better posture will make your outfits look better because the clothes are going to hang on you, fall on you like they're meant to. The designer did not think of you slumping when they designed the clothes. They thought about you standing up straight and tall. And also there's been a ton of studies out there proving that when you stand straight and take up some space and take on a power posture, immediately you're going to feel more confident and powerful and strong. And this feeling of frumpiness is also not only about the look, but also about the feeling. So truly try to make your posture a priority. I know this is not easy. I could do better on this front for sure, but it's one of the most important things we can do for our look and for our emotions. Something that may be off about your outfit is also the print. Now, I think every print that is single print on a single piece of clothing will be okay. If it's very big, if it's very bright, it may appear a little bit garish, but I don't think it's a problem. What can be tricky is if designers do a premix of prints. If they're mixing florals with animal print and perhaps throwing in some typography, it can look really cheap and off. Again, not well designed. So if you're coming across something that is already mixing prints, take a step back and consider, is this a good design or is this going to feel frumpy? Now on to what will actually not have an impact on the frumpiness of your outfit, even though it is sometimes suggested it will, but I don't think it does. The first thing is color. Now, wearing the wrong color may make you look a little bit, let's say, a little tired, sickly, perhaps even. But it's not going to make your look appear very unstylish. I think it's a great area to learn about more once you figure out the rest. But for now, to avoid that feeling of frumpiness, the fit of clothing, how materials fall on your body, how they fit you, what you should go for, that is more important than the color of the outfit. What is very important is to realize that it's not bad to look basic. If you're wearing something a ton of other people are wearing and it looks good on you and you feel comfortable, go for it. You do not have to be the most stylish person in the world. It is absolutely fine to wear something that looks good on you, even if other people are wearing it too. Now, especially if you're starting out on your style journey, that's wonderful. If you've found something that works for you, keep going with it. A ton of people that are super stylish are actually very minimal and very focused in their looks. And once you feel like it, learn more about style, start experimenting, but don't feel like you have to do that. If you have found a basic look that works for you, congratulations. That's what all of us strive for. Now, don't confuse the problem of feeling frumpy or not with being trendy or not. You can wear something that's completely outdated. Let's say you're wearing skinny jeans or you're wearing these cropped kick flare jeans that were popular a couple of years ago. And that is not on trend anymore. But if they suit you, if they fit you well and you combine them well, you're going to look stylish and you're going to look amazing. Something that looked good on you 5 years ago is not going to look bad on you today. Something that looked better on you 5 years ago is not going to look any better now. But if it truly fit you, if it truly worked for you, keep on wearing it. Do not get too concerned about trends. Do get concerned about what fits you well. This is what feeling frumpy is mostly about, what fits you well. I hope some of my tips proved helpful to you. I would love to hear in the comments, have you ever felt frumpy? Do you know that feeling, or am I alone with that? I'm looking forward to seeing you again in my next fashion video. Until then, have a wonderful day and goodbye.